Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rose and this is RoseJayCreates. Give me 1 second, I left my... Sorry about that. So today I am filming from my kitchen. I normally film in my living room, but I'm filming in my kitchen today because I needed a larger work surface. And today I wanted to talk about my channel, and my channel is all about resin. I am a resin artist. I like using resin, and this is a piece that I created. I don't know if you can see it. This is a vase I made. And today I am going to show you live from start to finish how I created this. So it's pretty. So before I get started, I wanted to tell you a little bit about not only my channel, but about resin. And resin, how should I put this? Okay, I wrote it down because I wanted to remember everything. So when people ask me what exactly is resin, and I wrote down notes. Okay, resin is a compound that is time curing into a hardened plastic material. This is a hardened plastic material. And this is made with resin. You can add pretty much anything to resin. Hi, Natural Way, how are you doing? Welcome to my live. I am going to be doing some DIY tutorials on my resin. And I don't know if you know what resin is, but if you watch, I'll explain to you from start to finish. I'm going to actually do a live demonstration of what resin is. I apologize for my kitchen background. I needed a larger workspace. Normally I would be in my living room, but I'm in my ugly kitchen. But I needed this bigger table. I should have just took it in my living room, but as I was saying, resin is a compound that is time curing into a hardened plastic materials. There are two types of resin. One is a UV resin, and then the other one is a two-part resin. I prefer to use the two-part resin, and I'll show you what I made. So this is two-part resin, part A and part B. These two parts are used for larger projects like this. The UV resin are used to make smaller pieces like jewelry, like necklaces or ornamental pieces. And so those are the two different types of resin. You can use resin for anything. You can use it, you can insert candy inside of it. You can insert paper inside of it. You can put paint inside of it. There are a few projects that I did. I'm putting on some gloves. It's kind of gotten hot in my kitchen. Maybe I shouldn't have came in here and started filming. So this is a project that I did. This is a coaster, cup coaster. And I put buttons in it. And this is made with resin. And this is what I mean when I say you can put anything in resin and you can create all sorts of pieces. This is a coaster. These are some other pieces that I did. They look like petri dishes. Aren't those pretty? What do you think of them, Natural Way? Do you like this? So you have a friend who works with resin, really? Or they subscribe to my channel, or let me know who they are, because I like following people that work with resin, because then I can learn techniques and ideas that maybe I'm not aware of, and then they can learn things off of me as well. So whoever you know, send a comment, put their name in it. I'll certainly follow them and, reach out to them and just say, hey, I was recommended, to your channel by Natural Way, and, we'll go from there. But these are some pieces that I did. They look like petri dishes. I like these. And this is all made using resin. And I apologize. I'm on my laptop. I wanted to be on, here's another one I did. And this was a painting that I did. I did this really large painting, and I liked how it looked, so I cut it out. And I cut it out in a circle. I used a mold template and cut it out, destroyed my painting, and put pieces of it in, my resident made a cup coaster. What do you think of this one? I like this one. The sort of abstract, as they call it. Yes, nice. She's one virtuous woman. Okay. Those are nice. Okay. I will certainly look her up. And hopefully she kind of likes what she sees on my channel too. Do you know anything about resin? Are you familiar with resin? I know you say your friend works with it. Natural Way, do you know anything about resin? And can you do me a favor? If you haven't done so already, can you hit that like button? Just show your support. Really, really, really appreciate it. Make sure. Okay, so let me, this is getting real warm here. Get my soda. Being in my kitchen really sucks. I just needed a bigger work surface. Next time I'm just gonna drag this table in there. Alcohol, yes. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for hitting the like button. So I am going to show you, start to finish, A to Z, how I created this using resin. So first, let me actually, and I should have, I know it seems like I'm unorganized, but I've been dealing with so much today. Put this. I just need this board, so I should have did this already, but okay. This is a piece of my painting that I did. But I need this board because I need this cutout. I don't know if you can see it, but I need the cutout. I'm going to, before I begin, I'm going to kind of let you know what I'm going to be doing as I go along. I have my 2 measuring cups. I'm going to kind of lean the camera down so you can kind of get a better view. I'm going to lean the camera. I have 2 measuring cups, and you kind of want to have 2 measuring cups to mix part A and part B. I put part A in this clear white one, and I put part B in this sort of yellowish color one, so that way I'll know which is which. I have my mixing cup. I have my mixing spoon, which is pretty much just a plastic knife. I have some miniature mixing cups because I'm going to be mixing colors together. And then I have my mica powders. This is what I'm going to use to create the different projects. This is mica powder. You can use this. I've seen people use this in makeup to create makeup. So mica powder is natural and organic. You can use it for all sorts of things. So I'm going to take out the colors that I've previously used. Actually, this is green, sort of a hunter green. This is sort of a royal blue, white, and gold. And I created another one exactly like this, but I used a different color. When I did this, I told my daughter, I said, well, the colors are really, really dark. So I added gold to kind of make it pop. And my daughter said she liked it. She's going to use it as a brush holder to put her makeup brushes in. But I made another one, and I used lighter colors. So I am going to recreate the one that I made for the second time using the lighter colors. And I am just going to, give 1 second. I feel like I'm a little unorganized today. Let me get a piece of this plastic wrap. That's the beauty of going live. You can't hide your flaws. And my flaws are all over the place, but you know, I just kind of want to show you what I'm doing. So what I am doing is putting a piece of plastic on top of my board cutout, and I'll show it to you in 1 second. So what I'm doing is just, you know, I put 2 pieces of cardboard together. I glued them together. The first one I just kind of, you know, made an organic circle and cut it out and then glued it on top of it. So when I pour the resin, it'll sit in that circle. Now, if you don't want to go through the extremes of doing this with cardboard, you can let your resin sit up a little bit longer. It'll get thicker. And when it's thicker, you don't have to worry about it spreading out. But I don't want mine to spread out, so that's why I made the circle so to stay inside. Let me give myself some workspace. It's kind of hard working with this laptop. I had a camera I wanted mounted up there, but it wouldn't let me do the live with it. It kept messing up. So just gonna have to. So I am going to try and lay the laptop down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So you won't kind of see my face, but you'll kind of see what I'm doing. And let me sit this to the side just temporarily because I want to insert these colors. This is pearl that I'm using, gold, lavender, and pink. And these are mica powders, and you can get these off of Amazon. That's why I've gotten them. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of a scoop of the powder. And again, this is all real time. Nothing is edited, which means that when I set the timer, everything is in real time, which means I have to let it sit for 3 minutes, mix for 10 minutes. I have purple. This is gold. Get my paper towels. And for my supplies, I have paper towels. I have, alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I have my mixing spoons, my big lighter, and then I have my timer. You're going to always need a timer because you want to be precise in your mixing resin. That's the pearl powder. I'm going to put a little bit more. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of the pearl to the gold and the purple because I don't want them to get too dark. Add a little bit because I'm going to add some pink to that. Add the pink. Got my little towel for wiping up my messes. I have a shower curtain liner on my table. I was watching a video and this other channel I was following, she used a shower curtain liner. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I wound up going to the dollar store and got me a shower curtain liner. And so I got it on my table and I also have pieces of it on this so it won't make a mess. So right now what I'm going to do is make equal amounts of A and B. So this is part A of the epoxy resin. And I got this off of Amazon. All of my stuff, 90% of my supplies, I get it off of Amazon. I like this brand. This is my very first time using this brand, and I love it because it does not leave a lot of bubbles. There are other brands that I've used. If you see my other videos, if you watch my other videos when I'm doing my videos, I've used other brands, and they work, well, good as, they can do, but they, it seems like I have to work a little bit harder to make sure that they're not leaving bubbles. So I like this brand. It's called the Epoxy Resin Store. That's my Alexa going off. Alexa, stop. I forgot I set a timer for something earlier. Okay. So I am going to mix part A, which is the resin, and part B is the hardener. You need the hardener to make everything solid. The A part cures it, and then the B part hardens it. So right now I'm pouring part A into the cup. Get it all in there. And you want to get everything. Resin is expensive. These two, they come as a kit. When you order them, you want to get, this is considered a 1-gallon kit. And it was $35. It was $34.99. Both of these are a half gallon. So because it comes in a kit, they call it a gallon kit. Whenever I get some more money, I'm going to order a 2-gallon kit because I make a lot of projects. And so I can go through a 1 gallon like nobody's business. So I have mixed equal parts A and equal parts B. And now I am going to set my timer and start mixing it. I just want to move this. Everything over there. I have my little timer that I got from the dollar store. And whenever you start working with resin, once you mix equal parts, it's for 3 minutes. Let me go sticky. And the purpose of mixing is obviously to combine everything. I want to make sure you guys can kind of see. I know that they have powder in the bottom, so just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to mix this for 3 minutes. Slowly mixing it. You don't want to take the mixing utensil out of the resin because every time you take it out and then put it back in, you're introducing bubbles. And the main purpose of mixing it is to not only combine it, but to also eliminate the bubbles. Can you hear me fine, natural way? Am I sounding good? Is the volume good enough? Natural way? Natural way, you there? Gotta switch hands because my arm gets a little tired. I just lifted up, which was a no-no. I just told you not to do it, and I lifted it up a little bit. So if I do that, or if you find yourself doing that, then you just kind of want to mix a little bit longer just to make sure that you're stirring the bubbles out. And so it's becoming clear, but still, I got about almost another minute, a little under 55 seconds of mixing it. And you want to look for resin that is non-toxic, odor-free, chemical-free, because there are all types of resin. You can get this from Home Depot. They sell the industrial grade kind that people use for countertops and for boats. I've seen videos where people have used those industrial grade versions, which is fine. But you just want to make sure that your resin is odor-free, non-toxic, which means that it won't have a chemical smell. But if you feel like you still can't tolerate even the slightest scent, then, wear a face mask. But I'm used to working with resin. This is odor-free, so it doesn't bother me. I'm just going to mix a few more seconds because I lifted the spoon up. Okay. Stopping my timer. So right now I just mixed resin. I mixed it for 3 minutes. Now I'm going to let it sit for 10 minutes. So the purpose of the timer and, making sure that you're giving resin enough time to relax. I've just kind of worked it and I've kind of mixed it. So you want to kind of give it, a little bit of a chance to kind of relax and have all the gases and the air bubbles rise to the top. So that's what the 10 minutes is for. You don't necessarily have to use 10 minutes. If your resin looks clear up to 5 minutes, you can start using it right away. Let me turn the camera back up so you can see me, my fat arms. So I'm letting it sit for 10 minutes. That's the time I like to let it sit. There have been times where I've made projects and I've let resin sit for 5 minutes, which is fine. If there's no bubbles, then you could use it up to 5 minutes. I just let it sit for 10 minutes because it just, the quality looks really, good to me, and it's not a lot of bubbles. And so just gonna let this sit and then bring this back up. And hopefully I don't make a mess because I feel like I have everything around this table now. Let me pour some of this. Put some of my powders away because I don't need them anymore. And doing these lives and watching everybody else's lives, it's a way to kind of meet new people in the community. And I feel like I kind of get to know people a lot better when I'm going live and when I'm on somebody else's live. You feel like you kind of get to know people a lot more. You hear their stories. I've watched so many live videos of, different people, different channels. And, nobody's perfect. Everybody just, talks about their lives. Some people have their children on. It's nice to see their family. I wish my grandson was here, but no, I don't. I love him, but he would be in all of this. He would be everywhere. Gigi, I want to touch this. I want to do, he would be everywhere. So, I wish he was here, so I can play with them, but he would be in my hair. So right now, I am just going to let this sit, make sure that I get everything ready. So when it's time, I can start pouring. And the one thing about resin, it gets sticky, So that's why I keep a damp towel and then just kind of wipe as I go along. So where are you from? I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. Where are you from? Where are you located? Let's see what time it is. We're supposed to have it. We're in a winter storm watch. It was sleeting earlier. It's supposed to snow later on. But other than that, it hasn't been too bad. It's been a little bit of sleet on the ground and, on my windshield. So tomorrow I'm going to start the car up and, kind of defrost it. And just make sure, the snow. Yes, you're right. I plan to start my very first live next week. So you haven't done a live yet? Oh, you have 5. I have 2. My oldest is 28, and my youngest is 23. She'll be 24. My oldest will actually be 29 in March, and then my youngest will be 24 in July. And I feel old sometimes. South Carolina. What is the weather like in South Carolina? And I heard South Carolina is beautiful. When I look at these home decorating shows, it's somebody always in South Carolina that's redoing their house. They sort of show the surroundings and the beaches and stuff. So it looks beautiful. I've never been there, but whenever I see it on TV, it looks beautiful. St. Louis is known for the Gateway Arch. We used to be known for the St. Louis Rams, but they, left and went to LA. So we have St. Louis Cardinals, we have the St. Louis Blues, and we're actually getting ready to get our very first hockey team. So, we'll see. Maybe it'll drum up my interest in hockey. I'm not really a big hockey fan, but, if it comes to St. Louis, I'll try to support it, Making sure I'm cleaning up my mess. Get my mixing spoon together. And normally if I would be doing a video, I would edit this, and then you would see, bing, bing, me from, jumping here, and then, okay, it's been 10 minutes, guys, and, now I can mix it. So unfortunately, because it's live, and I wanted to do a live because I wanted to show from start to finish. You said South Carolina is pretty nice here. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty nice there. I hear it's beautiful there. Like I said, when I've seen pictures on TV, it's amazing. So, yeah. And hopefully, who knows, maybe I get a chance to visit it one day. It's pretty quiet out here. I like it. Yeah. I live in a really, really quiet neighborhood. I want to move back towards the city. It's a lot more happening in the city. It's a lot more energetic. I live out here, and it's just real quiet out here in the county. And I miss the city. I miss the restaurants and, camaraderie. So I'll make my way back down to the city. My project that I'm working on is sticking. I have another project over here. It's not quite setting up, but it's starting to stick. I shouldn't have messed with it, but I'll get it. The bubbles are looking really good. And there are other ones that I did when I did this. The very first one that I did, when I did this one, I used saran wrap. When I did the second one, I used the shower curtain liner, which is a little bit more thicker and it's not as timid as saran wrap. Saran wrap is very timid. I don't know why I didn't just cut out a piece of the shower curtain liner. I should have, but neither here nor there. So make sure my colors are good. How many more minutes I got? I got 2.5 more minutes. So while I'm waiting, I'm gonna go check out your channel, Natural Way. Oh, great. Okay, good. I'm gonna say the phone. It's starting to freeze. What is it? My sister was supposed to have been doing a live. I don't know if she did a live. Is this you, love? I don't know if you can see it. Is that Natural Way Chadi? Am I saying it right? This is you. I want to make sure so I can subscribe to your channel. Yeah, that's you because I see the photo. Yep. Do you promote natural hair and natural hairstyles? Because my hair is actually natural under my wig. Actually, I'm going to wash it later on, but I stopped putting chemicals in my hair years ago. Let me set the alert so I'll know when you post something. Come on. So I subscribe to your channel and I just put an alert on my phone. So when you decide to post or when you do your first live, I'll be there to support you. I did my first live and, I was like, oh man, I was so nervous. And I was like, oh. But once I did it, it was no big deal. And I started looking at everybody else's live. I was like, oh, it's not as much as, as bad as I thought. And, it's not that big of a deal. And, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get doing it. This is my 5th live. But this is my very first live doing a DIY tutorial on resin. So I'm going to lean the camera back down a little bit. I got like 10 more seconds so you can actually see what I'm doing. Like I said, I wish I had my phone because my other videos, you're looking down on my projects. But my phone doesn't have a lot of storage. And so I was trying to use my daughter's phone and hers wouldn't allow me to do live. So, and I need to clean mine out. So I'm going to pull the camera back down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. So resin looks really good. I don't know if you can see it. A few tiny micro bubbles, which is fine because I'm going to pop those. And so all I'm going to do is just pour resin in my 4 cups. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is mix all 4 colors. It's easier for me to put, and if you ever decide to do resin and work with mica powder, one time I did this. I poured the resin in the cup, and then I put the mica powder on top, and it just kind of went everywhere. So it's easier for me to put it in the bottom of the cup and pour the resin on top. That way I can catch it. And that's pink. I don't know if you can see it. That's the pink one. Gonna go. Let me wipe my spoon off. So this is the lavender. I was a little nervous doing live tutorial on this because, you know, like I said, normally I can do the video and have my daughter help me edit it, which it drives her crazy because she's like, Mom, you need to learn how to use iMovie. And I will. I'm just lying. I'm just going to continue letting her edit it. I am going to add a little bit more pearl to this because I want it to be a little bit more lighter. It's too dark for me. What did you say? I think my friend uses heat torch. Yeah, I am going to get a heat torch. Right now, I'm just going to use a barbecue lighter. When I was ordering my supplies again off of Amazon, I was looking into a heat torch and forgot to order it. But a heat torch works really, really well. The big lighter works really well too. I got that from the dollar store. It does an amazing job as well. It's, you know, the plan B if you don't have the funds to buy a torch. It does the exact same thing. Promise you, it does. What it says, pretty, do you use it to make up? She made a few cups with it. To make cups. Oh yes, to make I have made all sorts of things. I have not made cups. I'm going to. My nose is starting to run. I've made all sorts of things. I haven't made cups. I've made the vase, which, you know, you've seen that. I am going to be making plates and bowls. I went and bought some supplies for a cutting board. I'm going to be making a cutting board. So I have not used it to make a cup yet. I can't wait to look at her channel to see what you're referring to as well. And this is the gold that I'm mixing. My phone would start ringing. I forgot to turn it on mute. So this is my first live DIY, and you know, normally when I'm doing lives, I'm just chit-chatting and talking. So when I'm doing my videos, I'm able to mute out the sounds and stuff. So work with me. And this is the pearl when I'm mixing. Come on. We're almost there. We're almost there. And thanks again for tuning into my channel. I know when I looked, I seen a number of people on live, and one person I follow, she was doing her live. Actually, two people that I follow were doing their lives, and so I was like, oh, I'll wait and support them. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'll just go ahead and do it because I'll keep putting it off and won't get to it. So everything has been mixed. So now I am just going to start pouring. I'm going to start with lavender. And I'm just going to start on the outside edge. And the fact that I have this border will prevent spillage from seeping outward. Give me another piece of paper towel. Okay. You know what? I'll put pink. Let me mix this a little bit more. Okay. Go pink. Go with pearl. And I'm just free form pouring this. Go with gold. I'm going to go back to my lavender. And then I'm going to go with pearl. I'm going to put pink on the inside. Can you see it? What do you think? And because I have extra colors left, I'm sure your friend will tell you we never ever waste resin. This is what we call dump pour, meaning that we'll get any silicone mold and then pour it in. Sorry, didn't have it with me. So this is my mold that I got from Amazon that I use to make coasters. And all I'm going to do is just pour this extra in my mold. This is called a dump pour because you don't want to waste resin. And so anything you have left over, you just kind of dump it into a silicone container. And it's not perfect. I'm just kind of, okay, those are my dump pours. I'm going to sit those to the side, sit these cups to the side. And now I am going to fast forward and show you how I created this. So I'm going to move this to the side. And this is one I did earlier. I did it about 4 or 5 hours ago. You're going to let that sit for about a good 3 to 5 hours. It's still not hardened. See, it's still flexible. And what you want to do is sit it on top of any container and you pull. And resin takes 24 to 36 hours to set. I generally give it 24 hours. After 24 hours, it's good to go. You can use it. You can take it out. It's mold, and it is good to go. This is my coffee cup I had with my, I don't use it anymore. But actually, let me take this off and put it at an angle, because I have this one at an angle. So I think I might do the same for this one. And I'm going to play around with this for a good 5 minutes, because the plastic will stick. This is why I like the shower curtain better than the plastic wrap, because the plastic wrap kind of comes onto itself, whereas the shower curtain liner works better. And I'm actually going to put another piece on top. I'm going to put another piece on top so I can mold it. I tried doing this with the plastic wrap, and of course, plastic wrap clings to itself. So that one I did in plastic wrap, and it's going to be a nightmare when I go to do this with another piece of plastic wrap. So what do you think so far? How do you like it? My color's kind of smudged a little bit with that one, but it's fine. It's 3D art. I'm going to push that to the side. And like I say, this is one that I made. And once you take it out, once I took it out the mold, once it sets, it'll be set by tomorrow. I'm going to go over the edges, go over these edges with some gold leafing paper. You can use gold paint. I chose gold leafing paper. I just put a rim of glue, just any dollar store glue. You can use glue guns as well too, hot glue gun. I just put a rim of glue around it, and then put my gold leaf paper, and then got a painter's brush. You want to brush it off. You let it sit and let it get dry, and then you just brush it off. And this is from start to finish resin. Let me make sure you sit that over there. This is another one that I made. What do you think of this one? This is, I put gold leaf paper around that as well. I didn't brush as much of the gold leaf paper off of it. I kind of wanted it, to be a little bit more pronounced. And I have some earrings in there. Let me make sure you can see it. This is one I did. And my daughter is going to use this to put her makeup brushes in. This one is just, abstract tray that I made. Here's another one that I made. It's a lot smaller. I had my ring in it. Actually, I stuck it in there. And this is one I made. And I, didn't put a lot of gold leaf paper on that one. I put rocks around it, pebbles and stones. You see it? And resin, when it hardens into a hardened plastic. And you can do anything with resin. You can do so much with resin. What do you think so far? How do you like it? And I have another project that I'm working on. I ordered these silicone molds called geode. What is it? The neat way to use the resin. Yes. Wow, that is neat. And she doesn't waste. She uses the rest in her earring mold most of the times, or another mold. Yep. Just whatever. It depends on how much I have. If I have a lot left over, I'll put it in my little miniature refrigerator magnets. I don't know if you've seen the video I did where I made mini refrigerator magnets with M&Ms. I put M&Ms inside of refrigerator magnets. Here's a refrigerator magnet I did with the little rose inside. I don't know if you can see it. I have some here. Gold leaf paper and stickers. So I do a lot with resin. The next project that I'm actually working on, can't quite see it. It's still kind of setting up. Well, these keychains, I put some beads. I'll show it to you. I'm making this sort of, I don't want to tip over, but I got beads inside of this. I was kind of making it out of a little mouse with a little crown, and those are beads on the inside, and there's the little crown. So I have a lot of projects. You could do a lot with resin. This is, these DIYs live, so you can see it in real time from start to finish. And that wasn't too bad. From start to finish was that, pretty long. The longest part is obviously the 10 minutes of sitting and waiting. Other than that, resin moves pretty quickly. And resin sometimes has a mind of its own. Just moving it back. Has a mind of its own sometimes. Just showing you all the different projects that I've done. And I got so many in there. But thank you for tuning into my channel. Thank you for supporting me. I'm definitely going to be looking at your friend's channel. I'm not going to get off. I know it sounds like I'm about to get off, but nope, I'm not. I'm going to be on here for a little bit. And this is, it's shifting and moving around, which I kind of want it to be free-flowing. Just going to put it back over here. There we go. Put it back over here, and this is my dump pour pile over here. I just keep those just for projects, just to say, this is what I've done. And, I like these. I like, got my little rings in there, and, it's nice, to do so much with resin. And I used a small, really, really small cardboard cutout. I used 2 pieces like I did with that one. Did just a little small round cutout, and then put it on top of another flat piece, and then poured it just like I did that. And then I, poured it on top of a little smaller cup and let it mold like that. So thank you for tuning into my channel. I appreciate you showing some support and some love. Please comment if you like what you see. Please comment, leave a comment. I'm going to do another live DIY tutorial on my Geo. It's another coaster, but it's called these Geo molds. I'm probably pronouncing the name wrong. Geode molds, silicone molds. I pronounced that name horribly wrong, but once you see it, you'll know, okay, I know what she's talking about. But I'm going to look at your friend's channel. Please tell her to look at my channel, and hopefully she likes this video from start to finish. Let me see everything. And so these are some projects that I literally have done these in the past 2 days. I got some other stuff that's sitting on the side that's curing. I did that probably around 1 o'clock. So in my free time, I'm working with resin. This is my guilty pleasure. I love just sitting and creating. Let me make sure that this. Yeah. I like creating different projects and different things. You can put anything in resin. Like I said, I put buttons in this. Another video, I use M&M's candy. You can put paint. I have some paint that's coming. The paint that I use for this is alcohol ink. Alcohol ink is a little bit more expensive, so I'm going to kind of stick with what my budget can afford. And even though alcohol ink is a lot better quality, you can still just get acrylic ink for resin, and it'll still do the job. It'll still get the same results. Sometimes people some people say alcohol ink is a little bit better. It is better. It's just a lot more expensive. And it still gives me the same results. You know, I've used alcohol ink and I've used just regular resin tint. This is the powdered form. Like I said, this is the powdered form. And let me show you. These are the liquid forms. Yada. I don't know if you can see it, but these are the alcohol ink versions. It's kind of hard to see. I pushed the laptop back. So I have liquid and I have powdered form. These obviously were made with the, these were made with the ink form. These were made with the powdered form. So I have a lot of powder, and sometimes, you know, if it's not something that needs to be crystal clear, like this doesn't need to be crystal clear, so I'm going to use the powdered form. That way I can save my drops for, pull the camera up some. So this was, you know, I used the powder form for this. She used alcohol ink as well. Yeah, I mean, I like alcohol ink. It's expensive, you know. I get what I can afford. You know, I don't always have the money for the alcohol ink. I just sometimes get just the regular, but this is alcohol ink. I'm going to order another variety of colors. I want, you know, different colors. These are the basic primary colors. The white, I run through the white like crazy, so I need to order some that has more white in it too. But, you know, once I kind of, you know, get more into it, I'll be making, like I say, cups. You know, obviously I made these bowls, these vases. I'm making a plate. So I'll venture out into doing more things. But for now, you know, I just make the holder for the cup. You know, you just put your drink on it. And then enjoy. I made a bunch of these and sent them off to my sisters. One of my sisters lives in Texas. I sent some off to her. My other sisters live here in St. Louis. I sent them off to them. My uncle, I made him one with the M&M's candy. So I, you know, you can do a lot with resin. And luckily, I didn't have to use the big lighter. Normally, I have to use the big lighter, but I've been looking at this as I'm chatting and talking, and no bubbles. So that's the main reason I let it sit for 10 minutes. If you let it sit for 10 minutes, it allows the bubbles to come to the top. Like I say, some people don't always wait 10 minutes. You don't have to wait 10 minutes, but the longer you wait, yes, the longer you wait, the thicker it gets, but you don't have so many bubbles. So I don't mind waiting for 10 minutes. I'm patient. As you can see, I don't have nothing else better to do. Trying to display it. And I saw this one channel where she made a vase. She did the vase first. And then like this, she put the vase inside of it. And it was like a little stand. But hers was a lot taller. And then she had a light inside of hers. And so it's like, oh, wow, that looks nice. And, you know, maybe I ought to consider putting a light inside of mine. So, you know, whenever I look at other channels, I get ideas and want to try them. And so maybe next time I'll make this a lot taller. Hers was really tall. She had hers spread out real wide. And hers was a lot taller. And she had a little light inside. You can get those little lights from Amazon. And she put the light inside. And it looks so beautiful, illuminated. Like if I had a light inside of this, it would illuminate so beautifully. And inside of this one would be nice. Yes. So thank you for tuning in to my live. Hope you like what you saw. I'm sure it's all familiar to you because if your friend is doing it, everything I'm doing kind of doesn't sound foreign to you. You kind of have an idea what resin is and what resin is about and what you can do with resin. What I got a little bit of resin up there and it's stuck to it. So let me take these down so they won't get resin on them. Pretty. This is probably my favorite one. This is purple, black, blue, and green and white. This is my favorite one. I'm going to wipe this plastic off so it won't stick to my already done projects. And thanks again for tuning into my live stream. Hopefully you liked everything that you saw. I'll do another one on another project, and love support and feedback. It's great to see you doing it more budget friendly. Yes, budget friendly. Like, a lot of this stuff, I get it from Amazon. Amazon is very budget friendly. There's another website that I go to called, I don't want you to see my ugly kitchen background. It's called AliExpress. And they're amazing too. They're budget friendly too. But AliExpress takes an extremely long time for you to get the merchandise. Like Amazon, anything I order, I'll get it in a day or two. AliExpress takes weeks to get it. Even though it's extremely cheap, it's cheap as heck. It takes a lot longer for you to get the product. It takes up to 2 weeks, sometimes longer. There have been times I've ordered stuff like dried flowers or mini flowers. I've ordered flowers to do it in, to use for different projects. And literally, I forgot that I ordered it. It came and I was like, oh my God, I don't even remember ordering this. It took so long. Even though it was so cheap, extremely cheap, you can get a lot of merchandise from them. If you don't have to do a project right away, then that would be the next budget-friendly place I would recommend. But because it takes so long to get back, sometimes I don't have the patience. I just want to order from Amazon because I know if I order it today, it'll be here tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the next following day. So Amazon is local. Obviously, it doesn't take as long. AliExpress is outside of the country. So that's the main reason. That's what I should have labeled. I should have said it's outside the country. It's in, I think, Japan or China. But it's outside the country, and it takes up to weeks to get the product. Even though you'll see something on there, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe how cheap this is. Like I'll get, like a container of beads, jewel beads for like jewelry. And it's like, less than $1. Beautiful, beautiful beads. And, it could be like 30-some cents, but then it takes like a month before you can get it because they're shipping it out. And, while I'm talking, I know there's one bubble. After all this time, a bubble popped up. Okay. I think this is probably the first time, and I don't know how long, I've done a resin project and didn't have to do any lighter hits for the bubbles. You said they were slow. Yes, they are slow. Let me push this over. Making sure that this is free flowing in different directions because I don't want it to pull heavy in one corner. So otherwise, it looks good. It looks pretty good. And once it sets, it'll it'll start to get hard. And between 3 and 4 hours is when you want to start molding it. Anything longer than that, it'll start to crack like this. I almost missed the mark. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a little crack right there. Once it hardened, it all hardened together. But you see that little crack? Can't see it, but it's a little crack right there. But it's hardened. Everything is hardened now. But when I went to mold it, it cracked. And I said, oh man, I waited too long to mold it. So anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. You don't want to wait 5 hours. I mean, if you have 5 hours, if you've forgotten about it and you're trying to mold it at the 5-hour mark, then by all means, it'll get a lot stiffer and it'll crack on you. So you definitely want to be careful, making sure that, you're not waiting past, 4 hours. So anywhere from 3 to 4 hours is when I'll start to pick it up and start to mess with it. This, I kind of smudged it a little bit when I pushed the plastic down. But I don't even care. Once it's done, I'm going to put a rim of gold leaf paper on it, and it's going to look pretty. And I'll show you the end result of what it looks like. China, or you can pay express shipping for like 30. Yeah, I'm not going to pay that express shipping. I can just go through Amazon. My daughter has Prime, And so I just let her, I just, have her order everything for me and then just kind of go from there. But I like AliExpress. If you've ever heard of AliExpress, you know how cheap it is. It's great, extremely cheap. But it just takes forever. And I just don't have the patience to wait. I was sitting waiting on the Amazon delivery guy today. I was like, man, where they at? I kept seeing Amazon trucks drive up and down my street. And I'm like, where are they? Why haven't they delivered? And then the UPS truck happens to stop by and had my silicone molds because I ordered some more of these geode molds. And I put diamond crystals in those. So I can't wait for those to set up and show you my DIY on how I do those as well. So thanks you for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. So I'm looking forward to your live and kind of getting to know you better. So thank you again for stopping by and supporting me and supporting my channel. And you have a good day. Thanks for stopping by, RoseJayCreates. Bye.